What's the point? That's the name of the puzzle. This is What's the Point by rockratzero, from Cagey Constraints, of course, which is a pack that I did I did probably test this puzzle over a year ago, and I'm trying to test this again, and I'm doing it on camera so I can have video solves for when I release the pack. So let's get to the puzzle. Normal Sudoku rules apply. So in every box, in every row, and in every column, the digits 1 to 9 must be placed without repetition. Digits in cages must sum to the number in the top left corner of the cage, and digits may not repeat within cages. And digits in cells with pointing arrows will appear in every box along the indicated diagonal. So if I look at this arrow, for example, whatever digit gets placed in there will appear in every box that appears along that indicated diagonal. I have no idea how that's going to work, but it's fascinating. I'm going to restart the puzzle to restart my timer. Let's give this a shot. 7 cage can only be 1, 2, 4, and that's because the minimum digits are 1, 2, 3. I have to increase one of those digits by 1. The only digit I can increase by 1 without getting a duplicate is the 3 to a 4. Now, there's no 5 in this 9 cage, so it's not 1, 3, 5. So it's 1, 2, 6 or 2, 3, 4. There must be a 2 in this cage. So there's no 2 there. Oh, hang on. There's no 3 in this cage. So it's 1, 2, 6. Because I can't use a 3 or a 5 in the cage. So it can't be 2, 3, 4, and it can't be 1, 3, 5. So this is 1, 2, 6. This is the 4, and there's no 4 here. But this is 1, 2, 6. And whatever goes in here must appear here as well. So this is 1, 2, 6, and it's not 1. So this is not 1, so this is not 1. If this is a 6, this is a 6, and this is a 6. If this is a 2, this is a 2, and this is a 2. But if this is 1, 2, 6, this is 1, 2, 6. And it can't be a 1 or a 2. It cannot be a 1 or a 2, because if this is a 1, those two cells would have to sum to 20, and this is because of the pointing arrow. This must appear in every box along the diagonal, and it has to appear in those two, and it has to appear in that cell. That's why I put a 1, 2, 6 here. These are the same digit. But if this is a 1, these have to sum to 20, and there's no 2 Sudoku digits added together that sum to 20. If it's a 2, then these would have to sum to 19. And again, the 2 highest digits are 8 and 9, and they only sum to 17. So these are not 2. These are both 6s, which means this is the 2, which means this is a 2, and I have to put a 2 in one of those 2, but this is a 1, 2 pair, so that's the 2 and that's the 1. This is now the 1. This is a cool opening. Now there's a 6 in one of those 2 cells. There's a cool opening. It's a cool opening. Okay, now, these 2 digits now have to sum to 10. They're not 1, 9, they're not 2, 8. So these are either 3, 7 or 4, 6. And this digit has to appear here. So this is either 3, 7 or 4, 6, and it's not 4. So this is not 4, so this is not 6. But these digits now sum to 15. And they're not 9, 6. So these are 7, 8. This is 6, 7, 8. Because if I put a 9 in here, if this was 6, 9, this would have to be a 6, and I'd be doubling the 6. So this is a 7 or an 8. And there has to be a 7 or an 8 along here. There has to be a 3, 6, 7 along here. But this is 7 or 8. Now, if this is 7, these 2 digits would have to sum to 12. And they would have to either be 3, 9, or 6, 6. So if this is 7, this is 3 and 9. If this is 8, these would have to sum to 11. Wait a minute, this can never be 7. If this is 8, these would have to sum to 11, and 7, 4 would be the only way to use a 7, and that doesn't work because there's a 4 in the column. This is never 7, this is never 7. So if this is 8, these sum to 11, and I can't use 3, 8. So this is either 7. 7 means these sum to 12, which would be 3, 9. And 8 means these sum to 11, which would be 6, 5. Oh, and there's a 9 in the box. That's a 5. So which was the one that needed the 9? 7 needed 12, which would have to be 3, 9 because I can't do 6, 6. So this is 8. 8 is, and 5 is well, 8 means these are 11, so this is the 6. 8 now has to appear in all of these, so this becomes the 8 and this becomes the 7, and I have to put an 8 in one of those two. 6 now has to be here, and 6 has to appear in one of those two, but 2 and 6 is 8, so that's the 4. Beautiful. Now there's no 4 in this 9 cage, so it's not 2, 3, 4. So there is a 1 in it, and the 1 is not in the middle. Not in the middle. Now there's an 8 in one of... Oh, that's an 8. 8 cannot be in any of those. 8 cannot be in any of those because of the looking 8s. So 8 and 8 cannot be here because of the looking 8. 8 is in one of those two, but if I put an 8 in a 3-cell 9 cage, the other two digits have to sum to 1, which would be 1 and 0, which is not possible in this puzzle. This is an 8. This is a good puzzle. Okay. So the 9 cage is either 1, 2, 6 or 1, 3, 5. I don't know which. There is a 6 in one of these two. Okay, need to do more with the arrows, I expect. This is a triple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is a 7, 8, 9 triple. Don't have another triple, but this digit can't be 1 or 2, could be 3, can't be 4, 5, 6. This is 3, 7 or 9 only. Because it sees 1, 2, 4, 5, 6 and 8. 3, 7 and 9. This digit is one of those three, but I don't know anything about that, do I? If there's a 7 in here, the other digits have to be 1, 2, 4. There'd be a 1 here, this would be a 2, 4. Which I think it can be. Okay, looking in the wrong place. Nine, is it this? Because 9 is in one of those three. If I put 9 and 8 in the 29 cage, I'm at 17 and I need another 12, which I could just do with 7, 5. So that's not a problem. It's something to do with the placement of these, I am sure. So 8, 6... I've got the 2, so 2 is down here. 6 is in one of those two. Can that be a 6? Yeah, don't see why not. Okay. Do I have to put a 7 in this 14 cage? 1 is in one of those two. 2 is down here. 4 is down here. 4 is in one of those two. Is it this digit? Because actually this digit is quite restricted. It can't be 1 because I can't put 1 in either of those. It can't be 2 because I can't put 2 in either of those. It could be 3 because I could put 3 in there and those. It can't be 4. It can't be 5. It can't be 6. It could be 7. It can't be 8. So this is 3, 7 or 9 only. That's actually quite interesting. Do I have a similar restriction on these? Or do I have something? No, this is 1, 2, 6. This would be 1, 2, 6 or 1, 3, 5. And the 5 would have to go in one. This would be a 1, 5, and that'd be a 3. So what about this? This can't be 1 because that can't go because there. Can't be 2 because there. Could be 3. Can't be 4. Can't be 5. Can't be 6. Can be 7. Can't be... This is also 3, 7, 9. But I don't think... So what are these? Because this has to be one of these 3 digits, and this is one of these 3 digits. So it's not quite as powerful down here. Okay, I'm missing... There's a 2 in this column. There is a basic tweak. These sum to 21 without an 8. If I don't use... Right, these sum to 21 without an 8. If I don't use a 9, then all I end up with is 5, 6, and 7. 5, 6, and 7 is 18. There must be a 9 in there. Okay, there is a 9 in here. If I don't use a 7 in here, then I've got 5, 6. So I've got 2 digits that sum to 17. The other 2 digits have to sum to 12. I can't use 9, 3. I can't use 8, 4. 7, so this is 5, 7, 8, 9. So these are 5, 7, 9. There's no 9 there. This is 5, 7, 9. 1, 2, these are 3 and 4. These are 3 and 4. So 3 is up here. And 4 is in one of those 2. That's kind of nifty. These are 5, 7, 9. There's no 5 there. Five, 7, 9. That should have been much more obvious. People better at killer. For some of the harder puzzles, I'm definitely going to be using the killer calculator, but this doesn't feel like a harder puzzle. But I'm missing something. This is therefore 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, can't be 3, 4, 5, 6. This is 7, 8, 9. And it's not 8. That's just a 7 or a 9. So where's 6 in this box? What are the... there's lots of options here. I'm still missing something. It'll be something incredibly obvious. Is it the 18 cage in row 2? If this is a 3, these would have to sum to 15. 6, 9 would be possible. 7, 8 would be possible. No, 6, 9 would not be possible because I can't put a 9 there. So if this is a... but there's still lots of other options. So I don't see how that's actually a restriction. Oh, that's 6. There's no 6 here. This is a 6. So these are 1 and 2. And I know the order. The 2 make... Basic Sudoku is my nemesis. So this is 1 and 2, which puts 2 in one of those 2. Makes this a 1, though, by Sudoku. So if this is 1, 2, this would be 3. These would have to sum to 11. I could use 9, 2. I couldn't use 8, 3. I could use 7, 4. Still lots of options. But these are now 3, 4, 5, and 7. No, not 6 and 7. 3, 4, 5, and 7. Which seems very possible. But there must be a 5 in one of them because I can't put 5 in any of those. Oh, no. I was thinking I can't put 3 in this, but I absolutely can. 3 can go in either of those cells. 4 is already on the diagonal, and I can put 5 and 7 in those, no problem. But there must be a 5 in one of those. Can't put it there. If that's a 5, that's a 5. But I don't see a problem with that. If this is a 4, that's a 4. Again, I don't see a problem with that. That would put a 4 there. Okay. There's a 4 in one of those two. By Sudoku. I'm missing something incredibly obvious. Is it this? These sum to 25, so this has to sum to 20 without a 6. So if I don't use a 9, I have 8, 7, 5, which does work. Is it down here? This is 36. So these have to sum to 9. Well, they're not 1, 2, 6. So there must be a 3 in here. Because they're either 2, 3, 4 or 1, 3, 5. There is a 2 in one of those two. Oh, it's those. Since I got this 5, 7, 9, if this was a 7 or a 9, that would have to be a 7 or a 9, and it can't be. That's a 3, which takes 3 out of all of those, and this is a 3. This is not a 3. And there is a 3 in one of those two. This now can't be a 3, so there's a 4, a 5, or a 7 here. If it's a 5 or a 7, the 5 or a 7 is there. There's a 6 in one of those two. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That can't be a 6. So 6 is in one of those two. That's not the 6. This is the 6. There you go. That's really smooth, and I just didn't see it. So this is a 7 or a 9, giving me a 7, 9 pair in the row, because that 7, 9 forces that to be 7, 9, and that's forced to be 7, 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is an 8. So what is this? Well, the 8 looks down saying that's not the 8, that's the 8. That's not an 8. In fact, 8 is in one of those two. Ha-ha! Deductions. Are they good deductions? I don't know. 8 is in one of those two, so 8 is right there. Also deductions. But these have to sum to 12. So if this is a 3, this is a 9. If this is a 9, this is a 3. And if this is a 7, this is a 5. This can't be a 9, so this can't be a 3. More deduction. That's a 7, 9 pair. I found a 7, 9 pair. These are 3, 5, 7, 9. That can't be 3. So it's 5, 7, 9. That could be any of them. I am finding stuff. These now have to sum to 10. If they're 1, 9, it is 1 and 9. They can't be 2, 8. 3, 7 could be in either order, and they can't be 4, 6 at all. So they're the only possibilities. But they can't be 3, 7, because 3 has to be in here. Why did I mark 3 had to be in there? Why did I mark 3 had to be in here? Was that erroneous? Why did I do that? No, that isn't erroneous, because these have to sum to 9. And I can't use 1, 2, 6. So it's either 2, 3, 4 or 1, 3, 5. There's no 3 here. This isn't 3, 7. This is 1 and 9, and now there's no 1 available. This is 2, and this is a 3, 4 pair. That's very cool. There's no 4 here, so this is the 4. This is either the 4 for this, or this is a 5, 7. Which it could be, because I know what these are now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is the 7. This is the 6. This is the 5. And 5, 6, 7, please add to 18. They do. There's no 7 there. Ha-ha. There's no 7 there. Ha-ha. There's no 6 there. Ha-ha. Stop saying, ha ha. It's annoying. This 9 looks like making that the 7, which makes that the 9, which makes that the 7. Sometimes I annoy even myself. These are 1 and 8, and that can't be a 1, so that's the 8, that's the 1. The 8 makes that the 9, which makes that the 8. This now has to be the 6, and in this box, 2 and 9. And I don't know how to resolve it. There's a 5 in one of these two. This is a known triple. 1, 5, 9. There's no 1 in the middle. The 4 in column 5 right at the top makes this the 3 and this the 4. There's no 4 there. This is a 5 or a 7, and there's no 7 on that diagonal. That's a 5. There's no 5 there. So this is 4, 7, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, 4, 7, or 9 only. Hang on, I've got 4. This 5 makes this 7, which makes this 4, which makes this 3, which makes this 4. There's no 4 here. This is a 7 or a 9. The 4 is already on the diagonal. 3 is in one of those two, but it's not there. That's not the 3. This is the 3, which makes this the 5. The 5 and the 7 make this the 9, which looks down, making that the 7. There's no 9 here. So this is a 1-5 pair. There's got to be a digit I can remove from this column. The 5 takes 5 out of there. So this is 5 or 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, this is 5 or 9, and there's a 9 in the box. That's the 5, that's the 9, that's the 1, that's the 5, that's the 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that's the 7. That can't be 7, because right, since I got that 9, I could have written that 9 in. That would have done it. There's no 9 here. The 7 makes that the 9, which of course this is the 5. These are pairs. 1, 2, 3. And these are 1, 2, 3, 4, and 7. Now, totals. Well, I can't repeat 7 in the cage. That's the 4. That's the 7. 1, this is 12, so that's the 2, that's the 3. The 4 looks up saying that's not the 4, that's the 4. These are 2 and 3. The 2 looks up making that the 3 and that the 2. This 5 looks down saying that's not the 5, that's the 5. So this is 2 or 9 for the row, but there's a 9 in the box. That's the 2, that's the 9, that's the 2. This is a triple, 1, 2, 3, 6, and 7. There is a 3 and a 6 in this column, so that's the 7. I take 7 out. There's a 3 in this column. That's the 6, that's the 3, and that's the solution to the puzzle. 22 minutes and 6 seconds. Now, this puzzle is a little easier than some of the other ones I've done in 20 minutes, but I struggled a little with some of the killer sums. Yeah. That is definitely a nice walk in the park. The logic is not quite as tricky as some of the others. Really cool. Thank you, rockratzero, for the puzzle. Sorry it's taken so long to get to the pack, but that's just the way it's been. Hope you enjoyed the puzzle. Hope you're enjoying the pack, however you're experiencing it. And as always, good luck with your solving.